Hey guys, how's it going? Today I would like to have a look at a little spin which is called Juliet Spin, and it looks like this. This spin might look pretty easy, but it's actually a little bit trickier than you thought it might be. But when we actually focus on the technique, understand it and apply it, you'll be able to nail this move really fast. So we'll start by taking this move apart, focusing on some technique aspects of it, and then afterwards we put it in a little combination. Let's get on to it. Okay, so for the Juliet Spin, we firstly want to just grab the pole high up. We're not hanging off the pole yet, we're just grabbing it nice and comfortably. If you're on your tippy toes, just make sure, your arm is adjusted to those tippy toes. And then we want to take a little step with our outside leg first. And make sure that your outside leg is not too close to the pole. That will kind of make it hard to get through here, and also the leaning out will get harder. Same counts for bringing your foot too far out. It will just make it really hard for the next step here to lean out and still have your whole body in control. So we just want to place it about hip width away from the pole, so just like that. And then we're bringing that inside leg over, and we want to draw it really long diagonally away from the pole. So we're just bringing it all the way out here. And as you can see, I'm not just bringing the leg out like this, my whole body is following. So it's like the leg really dragging the whole body diagonally away. We can even bring our arm out here to make this even longer. So I'm not just bringing my leg to the front, not just bringing it to the side, but it's a diagonal and the whole body is following. Alrighty, so from this position here, we can just circle our body around and hook onto the pole to get over. And as you could see here, my whole body circled from one side of the pole to the other side of the pole. So if we're just focusing on the hips right now, I'm bringing my hips out diagonally away here and then forward, keeping them away to the other side. So my hips are completely on the other side and they are not here or there. So they're just completely to the side. And they stay away from the pole at all times, which I'll show you now because you get a better look of this from the side. So starting off by Juliet Spin, grabbing the pole, outside leg steps, not too far from the pole, not too close to it. And then I'm bringing that leg out diagonally. My whole body's following as well. And then my hips stay out all the time until they get to the other side. So as you can see, there was space between my hips and the pole the whole time, and I don't want to lose that space. So focusing on the hips here is quite useful because the next thing we want to focus on is that our body is facing forward the whole time until what will become our inside leg hooks onto the pole, and only then our body is actually turning away from the pole. But up until then, we're just facing forward. So I'm facing the camera with my hips are looking at you guys the whole time, facing the front, the audience, whatever you want to call it. So just imagine you have some audience somewhere and you want your hips facing there until we get to the hook the knee part. So outside leg steps, inside leg comes over, and now facing you until here. Here my leg would hook, and then I would use the momentum to keep going with that spin. Let's check this out once more. Outside leg steps, inside leg comes out, and facing forwards with the hips at all times. Now here I still have the space between my hips and the pole, so I kept them away the whole time. Now we want to hook that leg in. You can basically feel that the pole is in your knee pit there already. So you can basically just hook the pole in here then and continue the move from there. And when you take a look at this knee grip, we have the pole really far in that knee, and then it's running on our upper thigh here, and then it might also be like touching your hips as we get into it more. So we get a pretty good grip there. Okay, so let's just put it all together. So I'm grabbing the pole, outside leg steps, inside leg comes out, coming over, hooking, and then spinning all the way down. Let's do it once more. So let's do it once more. Outside leg, inside leg, diagonally out, hips forward, away from the pole, and then getting that knee grip. And then we're basically riding the whole spin out. You can exit any way you want, but I'll also show you a little variation on that one right now. Okay, so once this feels quite good, we can actually focus on changing up the ending a bit. So we just performed the spin, having this position here in the end and just like riding it out until the very end. But now instead of just having this position here, we can basically bring this leg to the back, which will allow us to take the other leg off the pole and then bring both our knees together and rotate our whole upper body and come to like a little position like this. And from this position it will be much easier to exit out, and it will also look a little bit quicker, a little bit spinnier. So yeah, let's just give this one a go. So the rest is all the same. Instead of keeping this leg on now, we're taking the inside leg off, allowing our upper body to spin around the pole. Okay, so let's go for it. Alright, outside leg steps, inside leg comes out, and we're coming out of it. And then we can stand back up or continue down on the floor, whatever you prefer. And as you can see, we get this really nice contrast here. So firstly, we are dragging it out, falling into it, and then we get like super speedy, super quick. And yeah, we can come back out. So we have this really slow start, and then it just out of the sudden gets very quick, which is kind of cool, I reckon. So maybe just give this one a go and see what you think of it. So there's one more thing before we hop into the combination. If you have good shoulders and a good back, we can actually grab not so high up as we did before, but just a bit lower, like just one hand grip lower around that. So if I was holding on here before, I just take it down slightly, which will allow us to lean out even more. And then we get more into a back arch here, and we're leaning further away, and it looks like it's longer and like it's a really like flexy move and all that. So just have a look at this. Just before I had my arm really high up, and then I could lean out here. And now I'll take it slightly further down, and I can lean out way longer and more, and also get more momentum out of it then. Just give it a go and see how it feels for you. I'll just show it once more. So instead of having my arm high up, I'll take it a little bit lower, and then my outside leg steps, and I really have to make sure that my hips stay away from the pole, and this is slightly higher here just because we're leaning further out. So I'm going out and all the way over and back out of it. So now let's hop onto a little combination with that move, which will look like this. So it's basically a little pole walk, then we get into a dip spin. From there we take it straight into a Juliet spin, and then we stand back up from it, and then we take it into a front hook spin before we come into a back arch here. And that's basically it, coming back out of it. Alrighty, so let's have a look at this step by step. So we're just starting off with a nice and easy pole walk. So we just want to grab the pole high up, not hanging of it, just grabbing nice and comfy as we did before. And we're just taking one step forward with the inside leg, outside leg, and then another step with the inside leg. Now we want to get straight into our dip spin. So we're bringing that outside leg over and really getting momentum here by really extending our leg out, coming over to the other leg, and as they come next to each other, so as they are stepping next to each other, we're taking the first leg back off, taking it out here, bringing it through that gap through between the pole and my outside leg, out into the Juliet spin. And from here we can continue dragging it out and then straight into that Juliet spin. Let's just have a look at this one once more. So pole walk, feel free to use your hands with it as well. So inside leg, bringing my hands out, using my hips as well, outside leg and inside leg. Now I'm bringing that outside leg far out, extending it, bringing it over, and as it comes over to the other leg, I'm kind of bending my knees a little, so I'm coming into like a little sit here. And after they met here, the first leg comes off around the pole and in between the pole and my leg to get started on that Juliet spin here. Alrighty, let's do this part in a little bit quicker. So starting with the pole walk, inside leg, hips come out, outside leg, inside leg, outside leg comes out, around, coming down a bit, Here you can re-grab as well if you feel like you have to, or otherwise if you want to keep it low to make it archier and lean out wider, you can do that as well. But we want to bring our legs straight from here into that leaning position, bring it over and come into a Juliet spin here. Alrighty, so once more, and then we add up the last little bit to it. So I'm starting with my pole walk, inside leg, outside leg, outside leg comes out, dip spin, bringing that leg through, coming to the side, spinning all the way around. Now I end up in this position here, and I can kind of pull myself up with this arm here. Also help with the bottom arm if you feel like you have to, or just push into that foot down here to lift yourself back up again. And then we can turn around here and continue our walk. So we take another step with our outside leg, and then we bring this leg, the inside leg, across again, over onto the pole, and then we're in a front hook spin. And we can lean back here, come back up, and exit it any way you like. Let's do it once more with a little bit of a nicer front hook spin there. So pole walk, inside leg, outside leg, inside leg, dip spin, grabbing higher, Juliet spin, twisting around. Now I'm lifting up, little pirouette here. So all you have to do for this is as you get up, you're basically turning your head like this, and then that will allow you to turn it again and push your body in the right direction already. And you're re-grabbing the pole here, only with your hand a little bit higher up. And then we take another step with our outside leg, and then we hook that inside leg onto the pole. So outside leg, hooking that inside leg, and we're in a front hook spin. And then of course we try to stop it with our sides to the audience, and then we can have a little arch here. Come back up. If you want to exit like me, I'm just holding onto the pole and then like kind of pulling down the pole like an invert and lifting my legs up. So I'm taking all the weight out of my legs, and then I can basically just turn my body around to come back up. Let's go over this one last time with a little bit less talking. Getting ready for a pole walk, arm up high, and we go. Inside leg, outside leg, inside leg, dip spin, Juliet spin, and getting back up from here. One more step, front hook spin, and then back arch, coming back up, lifting the legs, and turning back up. And that was all. Alrighty guys, so that was all about the Juliet spin. If you have any questions, just ask me down below. I'll be happy to help, and happy training. See you soon. Bye.